Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. Well, in today's video we are going to be implementing the full screen photo gallery view, which is when I click on create on pin, which is this view, and when I select an image or two, they are selected. So that's what we will be building in today's video. Hope you find it exciting, and let's start coding. Okay, and first thing I want to do is start by going to my create folder inside view and create a new file from template SwiftUI view, and I'm going to call it a full screen photo gallery. So full screen photo gallery view. Okay, perfect. And first thing I want to pass the view model, so add bindable private var view model of type create view model, and then my initializer and self dot view model equal bindable with wrapped value view model, and I will add the missing argument for my preview, so I will give it create view model. And now the next thing I want to do is to be able to go from my create view to my full screen photo gallery view. So first thing, let's go to our create view, and I'm going to do something very similar to what I did with create board view. So I need a boolean to tell me when to show the full screen photo gallery, just like I did for show create board. So in my view model, I need here to add a boolean, so var show full screen photo gallery. It will be a boolean and by default false. That's the first thing I need to do. The second thing, of course, is go to my create view and here add else if view model dot show full screen photo gallery, and here I will call my full screen photo gallery view and pass the view model. Okay, and I need when I click on this pin, I need to be able to make show full screen photo gallery to true. And to do so, I need to place my create option view inside the button. So button with action and label. For label, it will be this one, so the create option view. And for the action, it will be view model dot show full screen photo gallery equal true. And I want also is full screen to be equal to true. Okay, this should be all I need to do. So now if I go test this, so if I go to my tab bar and see if everything is working perfectly, I should be able to now to go to my full screen photo gallery view. So when I click on create and click on pin, I'm able to display it, which is perfect so far. Now let's go to our full screen photo gallery view and let's start implementing this. And as most of you can guess, this is a VStack. So let's start by creating a VStack with a spacing of 0. Okay, perfect. Then, as you can see, we got an A stack. So let's implement an A stack. Okay. And first thing is this button. And when I click on this button, I dismiss this view. So we will create first a button with action and label. For label, it will be image, system name. It's from our SF symbol xmark. I'm going to give it a foreground style of dot black, and the font of dot system, or I think I will give it image scale. Let me check. I think it will be of dot large. So image scale of dot large. Okay, and hopefully it will look good. And because I need to be able to dismiss, so I will add environment slash dot dismiss private var dismiss, and I'm going to call it, so I will do dismiss. Okay, perfect. After that, as you can see, I got text that says all photos, so text all photo. I will give it a font of dot headline, and after this, as you can see, we got a button next, and of course I got here a spacer, so I need a spacer and then another spacer, and we finish with button, so with action, or let's do it with title, so button with title key, that will be next, and for action it will be empty for now. I will give it a foreground style of dot red, and the font weight of semi-bold. Okay, and as you can see, there is a little of horizontal padding, so let's delete these extra spaces, and here let's do dot padding of dot horizontal, and hopefully it will be looking good. So okay, so let's refresh it. Okay, and it's perfect. But something I don't like here is, as you can see, all photo here is in the middle, while here it's not really, I mean in the center, while here it's not really in the center. I don't feel it's really in the center. It's a little bit closer to the left than it is to the right. And to fix this, I will place it inside a Z stack. So I will cut this and delete the extra spacer, and I will embed my A stack inside a Z stack. And after this, I will have text or photo, and I will apply the horizontal padding on the entire Z stack. So padding.horizontal on the entire Z stack. And some of you may be wondering why we didn't use a navigation stack, and we can use a navigation stack in this case, but I try to do different approaches, so that's why in today's video I'm using an A stack. Okay, the next thing I need to do, as you can see, is this, and this is clearly an A stack. So let's start first by folding our Z stack. Okay, and I'm going to give it a padding of dot vertical, and then I start my A stack. So an A stack with a spacing of 30. Okay, and now that I did this, let's check this. As you can see, this is clearly an array that contains all videos and photo, an array of strings. So in my created view model, I want to add an array. So var tabs, and it will be equal to an array of string that is equal to all videos and photos. Okay, and I think okay, perfect. Now I can do a for each, so for each, and use view model.tabs, my array of strings. I can also use id.slash.self, and this one will return me tab in. And now I can start implementing it. So as you can see, this is a V stack that contains a text and then a rectangle. So let's create a V stack with a spacing of 8, and inside this V stack I got a text tab and I will give it probably a foreground style. And here for the foreground style, as you can see, there are two cases. When it's selected, it's dot black. If it's not selected, it's clearly gray. So I need a selected tab. So in my view model here, I need a variable that is selected tab. And as you know, our array of tabs is an array of strings, so it needs to be a string. I will put it by default equal to photo. And make sure it's similar to the one we got in our tabs array. So now here for my foreground style, I can check if my view model dot selected tab. So if my selected tab is equal to the current tab, so is equal to tab, in that case, it will be dot black, else it will be dot gray. Okay, this should be perfect. And after our text, as you can see, we got a rectangle. So we need a rectangle okay, and let's wait for it to refresh. So hopefully everything is working perfectly. Okay, perfect. I want the height of my rectangle to be 2, so frame with height of 2. And as you can see, when it's selected, the color is black. If it's not, it's invisible, so it's clear. So in other words, I need here to do dot fill, and here I will check if view model dot selected tab is equal to tab. In that case, it will be dot black, else it will be dot clear. Okay, and hopefully everything is working perfectly. Okay, and on my entire A stack, as you can see, there is a little bit of padding from here. So on my entire A stack, I will do dot padding of dot horizontal. Okay, perfect so far. The second thing, as you can see, I can select video, I can select all. So I want to be able to select them. So in other words, I need to have on tab gesture. So here I will have dot on tab gesture. And when I click on one of them, it should be selected. And I apologize on tab gesture should be on my V stack because it's the item here. So dot on tab gesture here. And when it's tabbed, I want the selected tab to be equal to the current tab. So view model dot select tab is equal to tab. So hopefully now when I click on it, I should be able to move, which is perfect. Okay, perfect so far. Now I want to fold my A stack and start implementing the next view, the next one, I apologize. And as you can see, so first thing we see the scroll view. So let's create a scroll view. And this scroll view, as you can see, you don't see the scroll indicator. So we will have dot scroll indicator of dot hidden. Okay, and inside this scroll view we got, as you can see, a lazy vgrid. Okay, and to do this, first thing we need an array of grid items because we got 3 columns. So var grid items, it will be an array of grid item with dot flexible and a spacing of 1. I'm going to copy and paste this 2 more times because, as you know, we got 3 columns. So I will copy this 2 more times. And I think I need to import SwiftUI because grid item is in SwiftUI, and hopefully everything will be perfect now. Okay, and it will be equal, I apologize. Okay, perfect. The second thing is now to go here and have a lazy vgrid, and for columns we will give it the view model dot grid items, and for content, and before this let's also give it a spacing of 1. Okay, perfect. And to access all these images we need to use photo asset from our photo framework. So I need an array in my view model. So here I will need first thing to import the photo framework. So import photo, and then I need to add var photo assets, and it will be an array of ph asset, and ph asset is a representation of image, video or live photo in the photo library. We will need it here so we can later also select them, and for now take them. Okay, perfect. So now I need to have for each. So for each and view model dot photo asset, and I will have ID of slash dot local identifier, and this will return me an asset in, which is perfect so far. Okay, and before we start implementing this, there are a number of permission we need to have. So I need to go to my playlist because we are going to take the images, and also we need to have the permission. So here I need privacy, and I think it's called a photo, something like that. Let's check for it. So okay, photo library usage description, and we need to tell that the app need access to photos to create pins, because without this the app won't be working, so we cannot get the images. That's the first thing. The second thing, I need to check for the photo permission. So in my view model, I'm going to create a function that I'm going to call check photo permission. And here I will check if I have authorization. So ph photo library dot request authorization for dot read write, but we can also, I think, take read only, but let's take read write for now, and it will return to us the status. And we need to check if we got if it's equal to dot authorized, so if we can get the image. So in my main thread, so dispatch queue dot main dot async, and here I will check. So if status is equal to dot authorized, so as you see, the user explicitly granted this app access to photo library, so he granted us the access. In this case, we will fetch the images, or fetch the photos. So we are going to create another function that we will use to fetch the picture or photo. So private func fetch photo, and here we will call our function. So it will be self dot fetch photo, and here it's very simple, to be honest. It's not something you really need to know. So let's fetch option equal ph fetch option, and as you can see, you can read the description of everything that you use. So let fetch option equal ph fetch option. We will give it a sort descriptor that will be equal to, okay, and like photo completion set. So we will sort it using creation date. Okay, perfect. Then we will have a fetch result. So var fetch result, and again, it's not something you really need to understand. It's something that you will probably be using. So be ph fetch result of ph asset, and we will do a switch. So to know if we are going to be displaying images or video or both, so we will do switch according to our selected tab. So switch selected tab, and here we will check if the case is video, for example, and let's copy it from here to be sure it's similar. So if case is video, in that case fetch result will be equal to ph asset dot fetch assets, and with here it will be, I think, dot video, and for option, of course, it will be our fetch option. If the case is photo, and again, let's copy it to avoid any typing mistake. In that case, this result will be equal to ph asset dot fetch asset with dot, it will be dot image, and for option it will be fetch option. And by default, which is the other case where where we got all selected. In that case, I will display fetch result will be equal to ph asset dot fetch asset with fetch option. Okay, this should be all. And as you can see, it's telling me that variable fetch result was written to but never read. So let's read it. So I want to go to my photo asset, who by the way is empty in the beginning because we need to first check the photo permission before fetching the photo. And I'm going to give it the value, so it will be fetch result dot objects at, and I will give it index set, and it will be from 0 to fetch result dot count. Okay, and this should be all I need to do to be able to get the image. So perfect, let's go back to our full screen now photo gallery, and first thing I want now to do is on my scroll view here I will add dot on appear. Okay, and here I want to check my photo permission, so call view model dot, okay, I apologize, it's a small mistake, so view model dot check photo permission. Okay, and hopefully everything will be still working perfectly. So perfect. Now I want to start implementing so these images, and to do so I'm going to create another struct. So I'm going to call it photo thumbnail view. So it will be photo thumbnail view. It will be of type view, and as always we got var body of type some view, and by default I'm going now to return an image. And to my photo thumbnail view I want to pass this asset, so I'm going to write let asset of type ph asset, and I want to also know the width and height. So okay, and because I'm using ph asset I need to import the photo framework, so import photo. Okay, perfect, and here as you know I need the width and height, so I will also pass let size of type CG float. Okay, perfect so far, and I need an image because as you know it's an image, so I will also add an image. So add state private var image of type UI image, and I'm going to make it optional because there are cases where I don't get the image if he doesn't have an image, or if he doesn't grant me the permission to get the image, so that's why it's optional. Okay, perfect. And before I start working on this, I want to be able to load the images, so I will add function load image. Okay, here I'm going to start implementing it, and like I said, it's not really something you need to know, so it will be let option equal ph image request option. Okay, and for some reason it's lagging or something like that, so okay, so ph image request option. Okay, so then option dot delivery mode. Okay, and I will make a dot opportunistic. Okay, and I made a mistake, so it's with an S, so dot delivery mode. Okay, so it's the requested image quality and delivery priority. So in the case of dot opportunistic that I chose, as you can see, photo automatically provides one or more result in order to balance image quality and responsiveness. Okay, perfect. I will also do if is network is so option dot is network access allowed, so to be able to download it from the cloud and it will be equal to true. I will also do the resize mode, so option dot resize mode, it will be equal dot fast, and as you can see it efficiently resizes the image to a size similar to the target size, so that's why we went for it. Okay, perfect. And now I will need the image manager, something that uses ph caching image manager. And again, this is not really something you really need to know. It's a code that you will probably be copy and pasting. So private let image manager equal ph caching image manager. As you can see, it's a subclass to initialize a new image, whatever. And again, I remind you, it's not really something you need to know, it's something you will be using. Doesn't really matter. So image manager dot request image. Okay, and for ph asset it will be the asset that we have. For the size it will be cg size, and we will give it a width and height. Okay, I apologize. CG size, okay, with width and height, it will be size and size for both of them. For content mode, it will be dot aspect fill. For option, I will give it the option. And for the request handler, it will return result and info. So result and info. And I don't even need this one, to be honest. So I only need the result. So I will make a check. So if let image equal result, in that case, it will be dispatch queue to be sure it's in the main thread. So dispatch queue dot main dot async. And I apologize, dot async, and it will be self dot image equal image, and that's all I need to do to be able to display the image. So now all I need is here, instead of this, let's replace it with a z stack, and in dot on appear load the image. So load image, and here I can just create image with UI image, and it will be equal to image. And because it's optional, I will do if let image equal image to be sure it's not nil. So if it's not nil, I will display this, and it will be dot resizable dot with an aspect ratio of dot fill a frame with width and height, and I need a geometry reader, so I need to place my z-stack inside a geometry reader, or I don't really need because I can use size directly, so it will be size and size. Okay, and I will make a dot clipped. So now when I call my photo thumbnail view, so I can do photo thumbnail view, I can give it asset, and for size I need to place it inside the geometry reader, and okay, for some reason it doesn't appear, so I will place this inside the geometry reader. With proxy in, and here it will be proxy dot size dot width divided by 3, and hopefully now everything will be working just the way we want it to. So everything should be perfect now, and I don't think we will be able to see this in the preview, so we need to run this. So let's go to our app, and in our tutorial Pinterest app, instead of search view, let's start with the main tab view, and let's run the project, and hopefully everything will be working perfectly just the way we want it to. So hopefully it works, because as you see, the video got a little bit longer than I expected it, so, and there is still a lot of work to do, so, because as you know here, we still need later to include the ability to select the image, to have it here, so let's hope that it works and that everything will be working perfectly. Okay, so finger crossed everything will be working, and we can focus on the next step. So okay, so hopefully it doesn't take a lot of time, and hopefully it works. And to be honest, one of the things about using images or video and all that stuff is that you don't really need to know the code. Just usually it's copy and paste, and maybe making a few modification depending on the project, but usually it's not something you need to know. But anyway, again, let's hope it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, perfect. I think it just appeared. So if I now click on create and on pin, hopefully I can see images. As you see, it asks me to access your photo library, and it says the app needs access to photo to create pins, which is what we wrote in our playlist. If I allow full access, hopefully I can see the images, which is perfect so far. Okay, that's really good for now. I will include the selection part and this in the next video, because sadly the video got too long. So hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.